Actually, say hi to YouTube for me first. Everyone say hi to YouTube. What's up, YouTube? YouTube, I broke my OBS setup like 30 minutes before stream, so shit hits the fan, that's why. So, this game contains depictions of grief, internalized ableism, negative body image, potential character death, and brief flashing of lights. Player discretion is advised. Click to continue. Icky.
Master, I wish you were alongside me.
Wow, your model is adorable. I've never seen an android like you before.
If it were my choice, I wouldn't leave the mental welfare of the young master to a stranger. But I am not as foolhardy as Master Roman.
If you're not a fan of me now, then you will be soon.
You'll have to excuse me. I was deep in thought. What were you saying?
I know what it's like to feel thrown away. To be thrown away.
You have a new life now. Now maybe we'll get the chance to start over. Don't waste it.
That is so cute. I didn't get to see that before. That's adorable. The sound is low because I brought down the sound. How about that, everyone? Is that a little bit better, Tompy? Automata. How's that background music, everyone? Larry! My younger twin is in the chat. Hi, Larry. I did pull a U. Somehow I got that gene too. So, some things about Belle Automata that I really, really like. One, diverse casting. Fuck yeah. Two, so much of this is voice acted. You guys are going to love them. The Nightmare Prince, we stan. He is baby. We protect. You guys didn't really get to see the screen for too long, I don't think. There was at one point a character with glasses. He's gonna be unlocked later to romance, and he's the second one that I'm really looking forward to. The one we're doing tonight, though, no glasses. But I think when he comes up, you guys are gonna be like, that's it. So here it is. When the character comes on when the character comes on screen that you think I'm gonna romance. So, cause like we've dropped it a few times too to see if you guys noticed. Just say in the chat, that's one. That's the one. They're gonna romance that one. Reaper's gonna romance that one. Here's your hint. Be blunt and don't lie. Okay. Let's play.
I remember the first time I opened silicone-coated eyelids to see my master. Oh, I think that worked. I managed to get her booted up. Those were the first words he said to me.
Is that too loud, everyone? I really want you guys to hear the voice acting. Okay, don't lie. Be honest. Straightforward.
What's your name? You machines have names, don't you?
Look how cute she is! Right? It's an adorable style. I'm just gonna freak out about it the entire time.
I am the Dreamweaver, Model T95. No, he said. A name isn't a set of numbers and letters, it's... The definition had immediately come to mind, so I recited it out loud, droning the words flatly. A word or set of words by which a person, animal, place, or thing is known, addressed, or referred to. That's right. So, what's yours? The memory of staring at him blankly is so clear that I can practically see him in front of me, even now. I do not have one, I'd replied. Well, that doesn't seem right. How about this? I'll give you one. Fair warning, though, I haven't named anyone since my kids were born. And then he did it.
Called me Rev. Yep. Is that not the cutest name, too? Wait, can I not shoot? Am I changing names? Did I break? Don't tell me I broke this too.
He called me. I loved him like a father.
Oh, I could have changed my name. Ah, backspace. I like a Rev, so I'm okay with it. I liked that name when I played it earlier. We'll keep it. I think it's also, for me... I don't know, actually, because I was gonna say I like it when you can't see the main character, when you can't see the MC, and then you can put your name, but lately more devs have been putting faces to their MC, so I can't really say that anymore, because I like them all. I did add a bunch of spaces. Yep, I did, actually. Yeah, I did. So, shut up. Miss Chouette, Aaron, shut up. I did add spaces. Wait, can you go back? Wait, I might be able to, wait, can I rewind? Yes, haha. There we go. Screw you guys. Ha! Wait, do we keep a Rev? Do we keep our Rev or do we change it to Reaper? I will say, I feel like every Otome does like adding the names in differently. There's always different buttons. That is one thing that I feel like devs have not like all been like, yes, this is the way we do it. Everyone still chooses very different ways to put in names. A Rev? Donna said a Rev. We're going with a Rev. We're keeping it.
He called me a Rev. I loved him like a father.
That's why she didn't say it, because I added all the spaces, not a fucking Odo.
My master, no, my father, was a weaver of traditional silks, and I was the machine that worked tirelessly at his side. For decades, we weaved the highest quality of silks alongside each other. We were creative soulmates. Every thread I wove matched him in every way. Maybe it's because of that, because my master treated me like a person, that I became this way. Alive, sentient, sapient. So you can imagine how I felt when his family said those words that I will never forget. That old Dreamweaver model? I guess we can auction it off. Grandpa's had it for so long that I doubt anyone would want it now that he's passed. And it, not a person, but a thing. A thing to be given away without any input of her own.
Yeah, Dawn. The way they went about doing the android voices for this is fucking beautiful.
And here I am, outside the home of my new master.
I reach into my pocket for the invoice I was given to deliver to him. Scanning the page, I come to the spot where it mentions my purchaser by online handle.
The Nightmare Prince.
The name doesn't give me much confidence in his having a kind personality, so I focus on my surroundings as if I can glean some part of his personage from his home. The building is large and modern with sprawling water on either side of the main path to the house. Colorless with darkened windows. I cannot help the fear that weighs down my chest. I've stood here for an hour, unable to run away, but unable to enter either. What would my old master say?
He would say, "Breathe, Rev."
So I do. My chest fills with air, but I admit that it doesn't really calm me. I suppose breathing is just one of many human habits I copied from my master. Former master. I fuss with the edge of my dress, trying to keep calm, but even so, I can hear the fans that keep my central system from overheating spinning at maximum speed.
Master, I wish you were alongside me.
But then, if my master were still living, I wouldn't be here in the first place. Shut my eyes.
There's gotta be a bright side to this situation.
I take a moment to calm down. Well, it's something I can be glad about. Still in one piece. I have a new life now. Seriously, they could have just destroyed us. I'm still in one piece. Let's go with that.
At least his family didn't have me processed into scrap.
It's a low bar, but it's one I find acceptably comforting. If my new master wanted me for parts, I'd already be in pieces. It's a strange thought, but one that encourages me. Comparatively, maybe the Nightmare Prince isn't so bad after all.
I'm delaying, aren't I?
I really like how she talks to herself. My finger hovers over the doorbell. Once I press this button, there's no going back.
Let's do it.
I press it lightly with trembling fingers, then shut my eyes. I want to believe that my new master is kind, but instead I just feel red.
Of all the online handles to have, why Nightmare Prince, I wonder?
Knowing what I know now, though. The widow fucking cinnamon roll.
Wonder away.
I open my eyes quickly, only to see another android, his bright yellow highlights giving him away. He stands tall, a butler's uniform cut across his stiff, formal form. I measure up the cut of his silhouette, his measurements uploading directly into my mind for future reference.
I am Victor. You're the Dreamweaver model, I presume.
Yes, my name is Arev.
That was a really nice choice, by the way. That if you change the name, nothing is said, but if you keep the original, the voice actress will say the name. I reach into my pocket with my proof of receipt.
Your master purchased me, but I'm afraid I don't know his name.
Victor barely glances at the slip of paper.
You won't be needing that for much longer. Toss it if you wish.
Toss it?
Throw it into a fire. Or, since we haven't one at our disposal, rip it apart. Whatever way you think of, just be sure to destroy it.
I blink once, then twice. My eyes drift downwards to stare down at the receipt. This is proof of ownership. And he wants me to destroy it?
But without proof of purchase, I could run away. People would be none the wiser. Isn't your master worried about that?
Victor shrugs nonchalantly.
The most prudent response is, where would you run to? But even that aside, it is still your choice. My master requested that I deliver that message to you, and so I have. It is up to you to destroy it or not.
Up to me?
Looking down at the paper, I hold it in my two hands. If I destroy this paper, then I'll own myself. I rip it in two, a sound more satisfying than I imagined it would be. I toss it into the water below for good measure. Looking bemused, Victor beckons.
Your digital copy has also been destroyed. Now then, follow me.
Literally, fresh start, let's fucking go. As I walk behind him through automated doors, my nervousness swells like a balloon. The exhilaration wears off as soon as I'm in the house.
Will I meet my new... well, not master. I suppose with no proof of purchase, I have no master now. My new...
Employer?
I echo him. Employer. The word feels like something precious on my tongue.
Yes, employer. Will I meet my new employer soon?
You will not, no. Greeting guests is my duty and mine alone, and you have been greeted. Now, on to the rules of the house.
He holds out his hand.
If you would allow me.
Allow you to... what?
Give you the house rules. Have you never shared data with another android before?
I shake my head slowly. It's been a long time since I'd left the workshop, and longer still since I worked with another android. Instead of replying and making a further fool of myself, I take his hand. Right away, a small light begins to glow between our clasped hands. The data packet he sends immediately flashing before my eyes. I quickly run through the new information. The list of house rules from the data transfer isn't very long, but two of the rules strike me as particularly bizarre.
Do you have any questions?
I do.
I stare at him.
Such as?
Rule number 1. I must never try to see the Nightmare Prince. And that's not all. Rule number 7 states that I must never enter the Nightmare Prince's room for any reason. And another thing, you only refer to him as the Nightmare Prince. Doesn't he, have a real name?
Victor stares at me coolly.
He does have a real name, yes. That is merely what he prefers to be called. Aside from that, those are statements, not questions.
Very perceptive.
These rules make it seem like I'll never meet my employer.
That's because you will not.
That's not strange to you?
No. In any case, I am not completely certain why my master has chosen a Dreamweaver model for purchase when we do not have a loom here. As such, until he gives me a list of duties for you, you are free to do as you like. In the meantime, I will be cleaning.
I have a choice? Lenthus, my former master, and I worked together for many years. Our work was always the same. Weaving silk tapestries of unrivaled skill for purchase day in and day out. I never had to think about what we would do. I always knew. If I have a choice, though, then I'll choose help with the cleaning, explore the mansion. Victor's king hater? Well, if I can't go into his room, then, wait, no, I was told before, I need to help with the cleaning. Cleaning.
I can help you.
I mean, yeah, every android should be able to clean, even if that's not, your protocol, right? I feel like that's just, yeah. After I finished weaving for the night, I always swept the floors of our workshop. Besides, cleaning could be calming in a way that other activities weren't.
Oh? Assisting me? How unexpected.
He looks torn for a moment. I look at him in surprise.
Do you not want my help?
If you are efficient, I do not mind it. No. Are you?
I don't know. Miss Chouette, are we efficient? Are we efficient?
I'm pretty good at sweeping.
Just sweeping?
Look, buddy.
Just sweeping.
What about dusting, mopping, bleaching, vacuuming?
Just sweeping.
Victor shuts his eyes.
I wonder if your assistance is more trouble than it's worth.
I echo him from earlier.
Wonder away.
I smile, trying not to feel amused. It's the first pleasant emotion I've had today, so I cling to it.
Am I trouble then?
Victor's reply is matter of fact, but not unkind.
Yes.
I nod slowly, still smiling.
In that case, I suppose my brand is intact. I'll get out of your hair just this once.
I tease lightly, but actually I know how it feels to have your work mangled by someone who isn't as experienced. Right as I turn away, the doorbell rings aloud.
Actually, if you don't mind, will you answer that?
I thought you were the only one that answered and greeted people. Wait a minute, sir. I thought that was your job. I look at him in surprise, but he nods as if to confirm that he'd like me to do it. I drag my feet a little as I arrive at the door, unsure of what to say. I was completely unaware that this was the order that... I forgot this was the order. I forgot this was the order that you met everyone. This one is the DLC. This one is like the next batch that he will be available. And yes, I fucking will romance him. 1 second. Look at him though, he's fine! Damn! She's riding his route now. Hydrate! I don't have much water left. I think I'm actually out. And take a cold shower. Oof. I look through the peephole on the door. It's... a human? I try not to panic. How does an android that can't think and feel answer the door? I press the panel and watch as it slowly slides open, trying to sound calm.
Oh, hello. Welcome to, the Nightmare Prince's residence.
Oh, yes, I'm in the right place, finally. I'm Dr. Klaus Champion. I'm here to meet with Mr. Price.
Price? Is that my employer's last name?
I turn to look at Victor, who gives me a single nod to let him in, so I step aside.
You're in the right place.
So I am.
He steps past me and into the living room.
Rev, can you please escort Dr. Champion to the left-wing nursing station?
I will escort him wherever the fuck he wants to go. Let's just get one thing straight. Oh. I would just really like this screenshot. And if I could just put myself in the middle, I would be fantastic, honestly. Honestly. No, I don't need a cold shower. I'm fine. I'm fine. This is fine. He holds out his hand. I take it, uploading the map from his touch.
Follow me, Doctor.
Dr. Champion and I walk down the hall in awkward silence. Or at least I feel awkward. I try to break it as we go in spite of the fact he looks so serious.
So, Doctor.
No response. A normal android can ask questions, right? Maybe. I'm not sure, but I do anyway.
Doctor?
He ignores me again to my great... Oh, I hate that word. I hate that word because I don't know how to say it. But that word. It's one of the words that I come across in books so often and I have no idea how to say it, so I just go... I stay silent, not brave enough to speak a third time when Klaus suddenly speaks.
Oh, sorry. Did you say something?
Those eyes, man.
I did, yes.
Chagrin. Chagrin? Chagrin. Okay. I thought why is it an A? This is why I hate English. Why is there... Why do the things not make sense?
You'll have to excuse me. I was deep in thought. What were you saying?
I wonder what he was thinking about so deeply.
Well, I had a different question in mind, but now I'm curious. What were you thinking about?
Feet.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Wait! Oh, no. No, I need to know where this conversation goes. No. Context, please, sweetie. Please. As someone who's not into that, I need context. I stop in my tracks, staring at him as he slows to a stop beside me.
Why, feet?
He considers, cupping his opposite elbow in one hand.
This morning I put the wrong foot in the wrong shoe. It was tight for obvious reasons, but
His fist lands in his palm.
I'm certain one of my feet is bigger than the other.
So all of you who thought it was a sexual thing, you need to go take the cold shower. Go, go, go. That one was clever.
Just slightly.
Just slightly.
Oh, I see.
I smile, scanning him out of curiosity.
Well, as far as I can see, your feet are proportional to your height by my measurements.
Maybe I ought to take off my shoe to show you.
No, no, no. My channel is a foot-free channel. I do not give into this pressure. Klaus, you will not either. Okay, I'm so sorry. I need to shift this really quick because I have somewhat... Scrut, which one of my mods are you? You've changed your name. Who are you? This is very... Seriously, who is it? Seriously, before I take away your mod status, because I will. It's in that kind of day. To be honest, when I wrote this scene, I couldn't choose between hands, feet, nostril, or elbows. No, feet was the best. No, 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 feet. I feel like feet gave... No, feet was the best choice. It's a woke pup! Why the fuck are you guys all... Why are you all changing your names? Woke! My god, he's such a buddy! I'm so happy to see you in chat! It's just my day, man. I'm so sorry. I like this name, though. You'll have to explain it to me, but I'm into it. Just like, apparently you're into feet, but you know. Oh, God. He bends in the middle of the hallway, reaching to unlace his shoes, but I wave my hands frantically. This is a feet-free stream.
Don't you have an appointment, Doctor?
Ah, right. Yes.
He reties his shoe in silence.
Later, then.
Oh, hey, what? What a peculiar way of thinking. But if it means I'm allowed to be curious, I'm grateful. He speaks again unprompted.
I was told there's an android here that needs a diagnostic.
Oh?
I wonder if I can ask him why he's the only human I've seen since I've arrived an hour or so ago.
Yes.
Well, we're almost here.
Perfect. Thank you. Would you mind waiting outside while I work?
I shrugged to myself. Why not?
Sure, I can do that.
Klaus adjusts his glasses.
I've been here before, but I readily admit that I always get lost among these halls. I'll return momentarily.
The VA just got married? Yo, congratulations! Dang, yes! Aw, that's so sweet! Yo, married, game out, damn. That's living the life, honestly. Actually, not the marriage part, but like finding someone that you love that much. I think that's... The older I get and the more stuff I'm going through, I'm like, it's not so much the marriage as it is as much as like finding someone you really, really want to spend time with. That's so sweet! I wait in the hall for what feels like a long time, when the door suddenly slides open behind me. I turn, and this time the doctor isn't alone. Another android? Backing towards me, the tall android slams into my metal frame, its face completely turned towards to the doctor.
I am so sorry. Didn't see you there.
He gapes at me.
Wow, your model is adorable. I've never seen an android like you before.
He offers his hand.
I'm Diego.
I'm Arev. Nice to meet you.
Diego's also a sweetheart. I take his hand slowly as he hoists me to my feet.
Your framework isn't bent anywhere, is it?
I shake my head.
Not that I can feel. Thank you for helping me out.
Of course. Got to be careful around outdated models such as yourself.
I laugh awkwardly. Outdated?
I'm not that old.
Diego observes me, his eyes glowing brightly as he scans me.
A Dreamweaver model T95, right? With that neck joint, you've got to be at least 60. And in such great condition, too.
Wow, we're 60 years old? This VA is your favorite. His voice is so freaking soothing. It's true. He's got a soothing voice, but there's like a childish like undertone to it. If that makes sense.
Thanks.
I scrunch my nose.
I think?
From behind him, Klaus starts.
What was that about 60?
Doc, you've got to keep up with the conversation.
Sorry, I was thinking about...
Don't say feet again. My ears perk up with interest before he trails off, a thoughtful expression on his face.
The doc's not all there, but believe it or not, he's a world-renowned engineer and a top-class mechanic. If you ever have a bolt out of place, Dr. Champion can fix it up in no time.
He claps Klaus heartily on the back, much to Klaus's pain, as if the way he winces has anything to do with it.
Why don't you head back downstairs? I can take care of the doctor from here.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I wave behind me, going back downstairs to ask Victor what I should do now. 61.3. We are old. Yo, I no longer feel bad. I hope I can look like this at 60. I hope I can look like this at 61. What do you guys think? You guys think I can do it? I think I could do it. I need a little bit more moisturizer. That's it, right? That's what works. I return downstairs to the room where I first met Victor. At the sight of me, Victor's brows lift.
Ah, there you are. What took so long? Were you settling in your bedroom?
I have a room?
Instead of replying, Victor sighs.
I'll show it to you once you get back.
Back from where?
The elder brother of the young master has asked to speak with you in the garden.
Just like that, any comfort I'd felt before drains out of my body. The elder brother of the young master? What does that make him to me?
You're still standing there.
I'm aware.
To my surprise, Victor's eyes turn kind.
Are you feeling unprepared?
I am, yes.
Take a moment to gather yourself. Roman is not an impatient man.
With those few words, he turns away and continues cleaning. That's surprisingly encouraging of him. I take a few more minutes to gather myself before heading off to meet my employer's elder brother. So, I have an English question, actually. When do you use elder and when do you use older? Does anybody know? Like elder brother versus like older brother. Well, if the medical and cybernetical enhancements improve as well as we can hope, then probably I'm becoming a cyborg. I think that's what you're trying to tell me. Just become a cyborg. JJ, good evening. I'm still trying to fix things in the background. Okay, garden. This always made me nervous, is talking to him. Having already roamed the house, the layout is already mapped out by my internal systems. I find the garden easily. When I do, a man stands with his back facing me, not turning as I walk through sliding white doors.
Ah, you must be Arev.
I love his voice too. There's something very clear about his voice. Not in a, oh my god, I want to romance him way, but there's just some clarity to his. The unfamiliar stranger turns towards me, his pierced ears glinting under the full might of the sun. I scan him from top to bottom. He wears a deep purple jacket, immaculate hemwork on the sleeves. His long, model-esque legs and broad shoulders are perfectly proportioned. I would love to make clothes for a form like this. And it's not all I notice. His eyes sparkle with a mysterious look that tells me he could charm a snake from its den. The stranger speaks.
I should introduce myself. The name's Roman Price.
I see. Nice to meet you then. My name is Arev.
Oh no, he just said he knew my name. Why did I reintroduce myself? I try not to fluster further, but he winks at me, his posture relaxed.
Welcome to House Price. How's your first hour been, little lady?
Although that's cute. That's a cute name for her. I smile tentatively.
I'm an android, but I have my own bedroom, and I was purchased for no apparent purpose. In a word, strangely. Life has been treating me very strangely.
That's because you're a special one. Why else would it be necessary to secure you on the black market?
My eyes widen.
Black market?
I look at him in shock. I'd assumed I was being sold at a normal auction online or something of that sort. Roman notes my expression seriously.
What? Did you think a sentient android is easy to come by these days? Rogues aren't exactly filling the streets and living normal lives.
Rogues? I've never heard the term before. Something Roman immediately picks up on as he notes the expression on my face.
You know, androids that act against their programming, androids who don't always obey, and androids who can think and feel. Androids like you and, well, I'm sure you met the others.
I think for a moment.
Like me?
Yes, rogues like you. Not all rogues are self-aware, but the ones who are definitely qualified.
Roman steps towards me slowly, before reaching out a single hand. I wince as he reaches for the top of my head, but to my surprise, he plops it right on top of my shoulder and pats me there lightly instead.
You're special. Just like my brother. You're different from the people. Or in your case, androids around you.
He chuckles warmly.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, they don't, they know she's aware, like, they fully accepted her, like, there is no hiding within the wall, within these walls, so it's like, we can feel safe, we can feel like ourselves here. Roman clasps his hands together.
In any case, I'm hoping you make a home here.
There's a quiet beeping sound. Roman checks his wrist, turning off the alarm.
Sorry, I wish I could stay, Arev, but I gotta get going. I'll be checking in on you periodically.
With that, he turns to leave, but I head after him, determination in my steps. I grab the edge of his jacket sleeve, stopping in his tracks. He lifts an eyebrow, his eyes curious. Have you guys noticed how all the facial expressions, like, slightly shift, as well as all the blinking? There's always movement happening on the screen, and I love it. I want to ask him why there's so many androids here and if they're all rogues. So I do.
Are all the androids here rogues?
I think you can discover the answer to that question yourself. Relax, Arev. Find your space here, and you'll be happy.
Roman offers a hand for me to shake. I've never shaken a human's hand before, but it feels very, I don't know, real.
I promise.
I reach for it, this time without the hesitation I felt when I'd ripped apart my proof of ownership. This time, I'm determined to embrace being free. Roman leaves me alone with that thought.
Find my space here, huh?
Well, the first thing I'd like to do is make myself useful. Maybe I can ask for help from someone I met before. Okay, so try to assist Victor in some way. We go the Victor route. I like the fact that there are parentheses, like when they tell you like this is this route. Some people don't like that. I am a fan of it, as well as a fan of like heart icons of this is the flirt option, things like that. It just makes... There's some unknowns that I'm okay with, and sometimes I'm like, I play Automates to romance, and if you're not giving me the romance I want, then we have issues. Let's go the Victor route. I return to the living room to find the yellow android Victor. Eventually, Diego and Klaus will be here. Yes! Because we've met them. Naruhodo. But still, I still like the parentheses, so it's not like a, hey, I'm gonna go help Victor do the cleaning with nothing else. Like, no, I'm going with a plan. Does the game know my plan? Because I know my plan. If the game doesn't know my plan and I know my plan, the plan's not gonna work, because I need the game to know my plan for my plan to work. You get me? The plan must work. I think I'm taking these bits just a little too far tonight. My bad. The android is cleaning steadily, so I approach him.
Victor?
He pauses to look at me, standing straight to eye me with a critical stare.
Yes,
I don't know what to do with myself.
I see. Well, I suppose putting you to work would be better than letting you languish. I know you mentioned it impossible, but I sincerely believe that if you can sweep, you can vacuum. The two go hand in hand. All you have to do is pull the vacuum behind you and run this flat piece against the floor.
It's literally easier than sweeping. Arev, I believe in you.
It will remove any filth left behind.
I lift my eyebrows. The room is extraordinarily clean. I'm not sure this needs to be vacuumed. I say as much.
It looks fantastic in here.
And how do you think we maintain such cleanliness?
You vacuum at reasonable increments?
We vacuum every day.
Every day seems like a bit much, but I guess I see his point.
Okay, where's the vacuum cleaner then?
Victor holds up a hand.
Please wait here while I retrieve it.
Oh, I thought he was gonna give us another, like, map. Fun fact in the chat. I had this conversation with my roommate. Was this before or after you had the idea for this game? Did you have this like in the past and then you were making the game and you were like, that conversation would be perfect here? Or were you already in the middle of the game, had this conversation, you were like, this is going in the game after? You vacuum every day! You weirdo! How do you have the time and the energy every day? No, I'm once a week. Convo first, game second. I like that order. I like that order better. He leaves briefly before returning with a low, rotund machine, connecting a long, thick tube to a flat piece.
Here you are.
I'm surprised we don't have Roombas. We have androids, but we don't have a little Roomba? Like, am I the only one that's like those not connecting? Victor's personality is based off my roommate and my grandma. That is a weird combo, but I'm intrigued actually. You're an android, you are the Roomba? No. Am I about to be like classist of the androids? I don't feel like Roombas are on the same level as androids, and especially not self-aware androids. I feel like I need to play Detroit Becoming Human after this. These are very important questions. He leaves the vacuum in my care before clicking his heels stiffly together.
I will be organizing the attic. If you would, feel free to let me know when you've finished.
Sound effects got so much better. The unwieldy machine has a large tube with a flat, wide nozzle on the end. Connected to the tube is the vacuum's dust storage, presumably where the so-called filth goes. I turn it on, dragging it behind me as I push and pull the tube attached to the vacuum head, running it along the floor.
Oh, this seems easy enough.
I speak too soon, because immediately after, I tug on the tube to pull the large contraption behind me and watch as it knocks into the table. A vase crashes to the ground before I have a chance to stop it, immediately shattering.
Of course it does.
No, Rev, I'm sorry. The sound must summon Victor because he appears near instantly at the top of the staircase. He descends, looking at me flatly with an offered hand.
Alref, please hand me the vacuum.
He looks so disappointed in us, chat! Look at him! That's the face of disappointment. When you think you can leave a toddler alone, and you're like, yes, they can do this. Like, it's like when you leave a toddler with a plate of food and you're like, they know how to eat now. Like, this won't be a mess. And they just go, like, head first. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Actually, most of the androids are a bit android-averse for obvious reasons. They only use computers that don't have personalities. What if the Roombas became self-aware and evolved into the androids we have? Not just humanoid androids can be rogues. I was androidist right there. I think I was robotist. Is that a... This game making me think about shit. Okay, well, it's not a word yet, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in the future. This game is super cute. Again, I've played a little bit of it before. I think this is really the first time though that I've like really put effort into Victor. Fun fact, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm romancing this mofo. I don't know why. But he was... I wanted him and I wanted Klaus. I don't know why. We're romancing Victor. But also, it makes you question things. And we haven't even gotten to some of the questions that Arev has about herself yet. So... Arev, please hand me the vacuum. I turn it off sheepishly.
I could at least vacuum the broken pieces up.
No, that's what you do, sweep. Guys, please tell me you're not vacuuming glass. Please, please, please. He looks thoughtful for a moment before shutting his eyes.
It's fine.
No, she's actually good at that. It's sweeping. I look up at him apologetically.
Sorry, I wasn't joking when I said I didn't know how to do anything aside from sweeping.
Victor nods in understanding.
I admit that I was hoping you were being modest, but that is my own fault.
He's actually really nice, but some of the things he says, I'm just like, this just should be taken one of two ways, really. You walk on it with shoes, dumbass. Aw, Tompy. Tompy's like, I'm gonna be chaotic tonight. I look down at my small fingers.
As a Dreamweaver model, my hands are made for more precise work. So if there are things to do that need a gentle hand, you can let me know, all right?
I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps it is my fault for assuming such a task would be easy. How about this? May I give you some things to mend? I hate to admit a fault, but my model was not made for such tasks. And whenever I try to repair garments, it ends in disaster.
It's almost like you each have, like, something you're really, really good at? What? No. No.
Repairing clothing is right in my wheelhouse. Just point me in the direction of any rips and tears and I'll take care of them right away.
He just opens a full closet. He's like, please. Besides, it would be a nice distraction from thinking about Lenthis any longer.
Just a moment, Aurev.
Victor stops to vacuum up the broken porcelain on the ground. Then he turns to me. Wait, do you guys actually vacuum glass and stuff? Is this a thing people do? Do you guys vacuum glass? What? I was taught glass is a sweep. Okay, chat, do you vacuum glass or do you sweep glass? I'm just curious. Sweep first. Like, okay, yeah, okay. I can understand vacuuming for those really tiny bits. Yeah. I mean, if it can be vacuumed, it gets vacuumed. If vacuumed, don't pull it, then it's a sweep job. Okay, okay. Radio, thank you. Posture check. I don't actually have water. I'm really much caffeinating tonight, guys, because I just fucking need it, honestly. How you doing, Radio? Okay, some machines have virtual personalities, specifically VPs, that can learn, have the capability to evolve. If it's just programmed for basic things like cleaning without a VP, not at all possible to become a sentient machine. Okay. Should you take a break to get more water? No, I kind of don't want to. I feel like if I take a break tonight, I'm just gonna end stream. So I kind of just need to keep playing, honestly. I have some cola. I drank lots of water at work. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine, but I appreciate it. I just really want to play and kind of focus on something else. Victor stops to vacuum at the broken porcelain on the ground. Then he turns to me.
It will take me some time to gather all of the necessary clothes and such to be mended. Since that is the case, I think that I would like to train you in a small skill in the meantime. Follow me.
He walks away as I trail behind him nervously, wondering what this small skill could be. For the second time today, I arrive at a beautiful rose garden. It's immaculately cared for, so much so that I have a feeling I know exactly by whom.
Wow. Seeing what you can do makes me even more sorry that I don't know how to clean very well.
No need to apologize. I was once a house management AI, and delegating such things is in my nature. If you cannot do the assigned task, then alternatives should and do await you. No two people are the same, Aurev. Never be ashamed of that.
Never be ashamed of that, chat. He says the word stiffly, but there's a note of sincerity that makes me feel better.
Thank you.
I wonder how much of his background as a house management AI contributes to his personality now. The Victor before me seems driven, and I can't help but compare us. If anything, since I found out I was no longer going to be able to work alongside Lenthis, I've wondered how I could possibly ever measure up. We're both androids, true, but Victor is so different from me. I wonder if we are work compatible. Lenthis and I certainly were. The idea of working as well with Victor sends my heartcore humming. It makes me feel as though I could actually make it here. After all, in a way, it's exciting to work alongside another android.
This is exciting. I've only ever worked alongside my master. Oh, I mean my former master. I guess he was human, so I'm not used to this at all.
I see.
His expression doesn't really change, so I feel a bit awkward. Like I've said something strange.
Have you ever worked alongside another android?
Victor turns and looks at me with a strange look on his face.
Is there a purpose to this conversation?
Not really. I do admit that I talk a lot when I'm feeling nervous.
His eyebrow lifts.
Am I unnerving to you?
No, not really. I think today I'm just nervous in general. New house, new people, and androids to meet. It's a lot of change for one day.
Well...
He trails off. I glance at him curiously.
What are you thinking, Victor?
If today is overwhelming to you, Perhaps we ought to try again tomorrow instead. Binging on new data can be useful at times, but it can also be terribly trying on the synapses.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Before I can even finish my sentence, Victor's already shaking his head in disagreement as he quickly cuts me off.
I respectfully disagree. Please, Aurev, rest today and rest assured that I will put you to work tomorrow. You will be most efficient after some rest, no?
That sentence was true. That sentence was very true and a very normal sentence to say. I just decided to take it down to the gutter with me. And I'm so sorry, but also not sorry at all. I'm so sorry. Radio, what's up? I'm ready for another trip to Japan. So, oh my god, you're over Australia? Didn't you just come? Did you just, like, come here? All of the androids that live in this house are VPs because of the jobs they did in their previous lives. Okay, I did gather that. Radio's hyping me up in the chat. Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Again, I'm not, but moving on.
I would, I guess.
Just moving on.
Good. Then I will show you to your room instead.
I stare at Victor's back as I follow him.
You know,
Yes?
you're surprisingly considerate.
His tone is perplexed.
Surprisingly.
That was, yes, that was cute. I'm not getting red. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. No, not me, never. I don't elaborate at first, smiling instead.
Well, you know, you've got a pretty straightforward personality. So I guess it's nice to know that you're not all bite.
Victor stops in the hall, turning towards me.
I admit, I do not know what to say to that. Is that intended to be a compliment?
It's more of an observation than anything else, I think.
I see.
I can tell he's still musing over it when we arrive at a door.
Ah, in any case, welcome to House Price. This is your bedroom.
The door slides open swiftly. The room is spacious. So spacious that I can't help but wonder what all of this is for.
Why do I have a room?
Your new employer has requested that you be given conventional comforts to adjust here. After all, even a free android needs shelter and clothing. Would you not agree?
Oh, I agree, all right. It's just so strange to me.
So this was a question I had. They can, because clothes have been mentioned multiple times now, they can change their clothes. Right? Or is that just kind of like, I don't know. It's just like toss away lines. Because it doesn't look like it's like, if you look at the drawings, right? The clothing is on top of whatever frames they are, but do they change clothes? They can. Okay. Okay. Because I see some of the lines like going through the clothing. So like on our Rev, we have the pink going over her skin, but you have the green going over her dress and stuff. So I didn't know if is that an outfit design? Like in the world, is that an outfit design or is that connected to her form? Because Victor's kind of the same where he has the yellow on his skin, but it's also like going through his clothing. So they are capable of undressing. Mizuka has found the actual question I was trying to ask. Our Rev is very attached to her clothes because Lenthus made them. Nah, romance jacket. Also, oh, that's true. It did. Okay, so that's just kind of like an art, we could say, clothing choice of the world, basically. That like glowing clothes are kind of the fashion, right? Can I say that? Wait, how long have we been doing Frisky Flirty Friday? You guys act surprised every time I do this shit. Okay, glowing clothes is a fashion thing, and if people have glowing stuff on them, they can match it or not. Gotcha! Look, so many people got run over, so they started implementing neon lights or whatever light strips to clothing to keep that from happening. I like the idea that more people are walking in this world. I'm okay with this. Victor smiles thinly.
Well, hopefully you can adjust to being treated like a person. It's very...
His pause makes me look at him, only to see a slightly wider smile on his face.
freeing, I promise you.
That smile is so fucking cute. You cannot tell me that smile isn't adorable. I wonder at the expression. I think to ask him about it before I can. Excuse me. I cannot fucking read tonight. I wonder at the expression. I think to ask him about it, but before I can, Victor opens his eyes, pinning me in place with his heterochromatic gaze. Heterochromic gaze. Heterochromic gaze. I can read.
You can do anything you'd like as long as you don't try to interfere with the Nightmare Prince's business.
Do we get to... Is it just the model, or is there a reason why his eyes are different colors? That's another question. The in-universe. Their world is very rainy. Invisibility is important. The outverse reason, it looks cool. I like both of those reasons. I love it. There is a reason. Okay, I'll find this. Wait, is it something I find out in the game, or is it like some, secret hush-hush dev team only info? I have so many questions.
Okay, got it.
Victor turns to leave, but I stop him.
Victor, wait.
Yes?
Yeah, because one eye's yellow. Orange is yellow, and one's green.
Just one more question.
He straightens attentively.
I'm listening.
Why do you call your master a nightmare prince? Is he really so monstrous?
Victor considers my question at length.
The young master is not unkind, so no. I do not think it's so. It is just what he prefers to be called.
So, he's requested to be called a nightmare.
If he's not unkind, would you allow me to meet him? Just so I can thank him for everything he's done for me.
I can deliver a message, but until you have established that you are to be trusted, I cannot in good conscience introduce you to the young master.
I place my hand under my chin, considering.
I guess that makes sense. Well, maybe you don't have a loom here, but would it be possible to get me some fabric? I can make him a quilt. What sort of patterns does your master like?
Victor looks thoughtful for a moment.
When he was a child, he wanted a certain pet, but they can only be found on Earth. Still, I suppose dogs are his favorites.
He's
Okay,
a dog
great.
person.
I'll embroider the edges with these, dogs. I've never seen one, but I wouldn't mind doing a little research.
Be sure to provide a supplies list, will you?
I salute him cheerily.
You got it, boss.
I'm not your employer.
I look at him strangely.
It's an expression.
Ah,
He looks awkward for a moment before bowing neatly.
I'll be taking my leave now. But if you need any assistance, please use the intercom.
He gestures to a small panel on the wall.
It is pressure sensitive, so it will pick up your hand.
My eyes widen. Pressure sensitive instead of temperature sensitive? That's perfect for an android hand. This prince has thought of everything. I think to say so, but when I turn around, Victor's already gone.
What an interesting android. Are all rogues like him?
It's only hinted in Victor's route, but outright explained in another route. Dang it! It's not a secret. The person who built him wasn't wealthy and used various parts from various models to build him as he is now. Out of universe reason, it looks cool. In case y'all didn't know, the rule of cool wins in literally every situation. TTRPGs, video games, if it looks cool, it's in. I don't question the rule of cool, and you shouldn't question the rule of cool either, honestly. I consider for a moment.
Well, if I'm a rogue, then I suppose not.
Still, I consider quietly peeking around the empty room. It's spotlessly clean, and I can't help but wonder if Victor is the reason for that.
A former house management android. I wonder how he ended up in House Price and how long he's been here.
My curiosity about Victor aside, I should really get to know the house. I take a seat on the bed and instantly feel power flood into my body. Shocked, I quickly stand. Turning around, I observe the bed carefully. I've never slept in one, of course, but see such a human oddity transformed for android use is something short of incredible.
This isn't just a place to rest. It's a power station. Amazing.
I'm dwelling on it when I hear a knock at the door.
Hello?
Victor's head doesn't poke through, so I go and open the door directly. To my surprise, though, there in the hallway is yet another android. One that is distinctly not Victor. He stands tall with a beautiful overcoat, perfect stitching along the hems.
I'm Zafir, and I'll be your neighbor, just down the hall.
He's cute. I love his coloring and I love his clothing. I think his design is my favorite.
Oh, hello, Zafir. Nice to meet you. I'm Arev.
A lovely name for a lovely android.
He looks expectantly at me, as though I'm supposed to say or do something. I'm not sure what he wants, though, so I smile unsurely.
Thank you?
They said his name like 3 times, and I don't know, I guess I zoned out. Zafir? Zafir. Zafir pauses for a moment, then smiles awkwardly in return.
Well, my room is always open if you want to have a jam session.
I look at him in puzzlement. Jam? I do a quick search and come up with a food result. Ah, jam.
I am certainly an android that creates things, but I'm afraid not those kinds of things. I have no idea how to make jam. Sorry.
Zafir balks at me.
Not that kind of jam, Arev. I mean like a music-making jam. Because I'm a musician.
Oh, are you? That's nice.
Yes, quite a famous one too, I'll have you know. Have you never heard of me, really?
Sorry, Zafri. Oh, I mean...
Zafri? Did you just call me?
He deflates for a moment before sighing aloud.
I guess being world famous means nothing anymore these days. All of that work, only to be forgotten as soon as the next upgrade slides on by.
Toppy, thank you so much for getting that link and asking Miss Choette. Yes, so guys, if you guys want to check out this game, which you fucking should because it's Chronicle 1, please go over and get it on Steam, which Tompy has put in the chat. And if you want to leave a review, that would greatly help them. Again, Miss Choette is working on other routes. This is Chronicle 1. How many Chronicles in total have you decided? Is it 2 or 3? I love that you have theme songs for like everyone too. That this music in this has been like really understated, and I loved every bit of it. 3. So this is just Chronicle 1. There's gonna be 3. So we got a lot coming in, okay? You guys want to be in on this. I don't have the heart to tell him that I didn't forget about him. How could I? When in reality, I've never heard of him in the first place.
Well, it's cool. I'm still happy to meet another rogue.
and Diego? I was wondering, because we didn't have roots for them. Okay. So it's gonna be Zaffer and Diego, and then Klaus is gonna be the third one with the older brother? I think those are all the characters. Unless you have a secret. Do I have a secret romance? Are you gonna give me 3 people to romance? I do not like this. Their roots are finished, just audio isn't processed and programmed. Oh, nice. So it's nearly done. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh. Humans are last, cause honestly, screw humanity. As I said earlier, people suck, but you know who doesn't suck? Otome love interest. And even if they do suck, just remember that they were written by a human, and that is why they suck. Not because they're Otome love interest. I stand by that. It's because their roots are tragic. You're like, fluffy, emotional damage. That's how you decide to do your roots.
Same here.
Gonna let this game save me. We stand there awkwardly for a moment.
In any case, I'll get out of your hair.
He looks at it.
Of which there is, a lot.
I tug on one of my braids self-consciously, triggering laughter from Zaffer.
I meant that as a compliment. Let's hang out another time. Really. You can usually find me in the library. I'll show you the ropes around here.
I smile, excited to have another android to draw close to.
Okay, thank you. May I ask you a question?
Shoot, Bluebird.
The nickname throws me off guard, but I don't acknowledge it, not wanting to lose focus on my question.
Who else lives here?
Ah. In the Eastern Wing is me, you, and Diego. Western Wing has Victor and the guy who wants us to call him the Nightmare Prince, which is still beyond weird to me. On occasion, Dr. Champion comes by to check on things, and Roman... well, I honestly have no clue where Roman lives or what he does. He just sort of drops new rogues off and disappears.
He smiles awkwardly for a moment.
At least, that's what he did in my case.
I muse over the words thoughtfully. 1 human, assuming the Nightmare Prince is human, and 3 rogue androids all in the same house. I wonder how the others ended up here, but I can't bring myself to ask such a seemingly touchy question. Nodding at Zaffer, I smile gently.
I see. Thank you, Zaffer.
He salutes me, then strides away down the hall, presumably towards the library. I close the door behind him, retreating into the room.
That's enough new people for one day, RF.
Taking a seat on the power station bed, I shut my eyes and put myself into sleep mode. No one knows what
Good
Roman does
morning,
except
Olive.
me. You're like, I have the power! What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask something. I forgot what I was gonna ask! Nope, it's gone. The question is gone.
What?
Victor, did you just like I kind of thought like it was a transition to the middle of the day. Victor, did you just like open the door to my room? About Zaffer? Oh, it was including Zaffer. It was including Zaffer. How did you come up with these really good names? Like, these are really fucking nice names. You know what I mean? How did those names come into play? What was the root that got to all of these names? Or were you like, nope, this is this, this is this, this is this, we're done? Zaffer is a type of blue, and I am a dumbass. Wait, I'm Googling. I want to know. Okay, for the record, yeah. For those who are wondering, Zephyr is a deep, intense blue color with the hex cobalt, originally made from a pigment obtained by roasting cobalt ore. It's actually just well, okay, from what the computer is giving me, from what Google is giving me, it's like slightly darker than like primary blue. You know what I mean? It's like if you added, like if you had primary blue paint and you just said, okay, just a little bit of like black paint down, you're just like, choop, and then you mixed it like that. It's just it's intense. I give it that, but it's just slightly off. Tossing around a lot of names, and you're like, whichever ones hit this particular spot, that's the one I go with. Zephyr was called Blue. He was called Inigo. Inigo? He was called Azul. Azul would have been cool, but I feel like Azul would have been too on the nose for, I feel like Azul is, like, closer. Like, more people would connect that to Blue. Tons of things. Someone in my server was like, how about Zephyr? And bam, Zephyr. Whoever said that in your server, that was genius. Good for them. Guys, I'm gonna go for just a little bit longer. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It's so nice. All the voice acting, I can kind of just like sit back and really enjoy the story. Oops.
Victor, what are you doing in here?
Beside my bed, Victor stands in front of me, his uniform starchly pressed.
Giving you a much-needed wake-up call. It's already past noon, and I'm certain your battery is full by now.
My expression turns determined.
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
I pause awkwardly, rubbing my neck. Night, Dawn! Thanks for hanging out with us! Victor was almost named Kale? Kale? I like that name too, actually. Victor fits better, though.
What are we doing today again?
Working in the garden.
Oh, right. Yes. Let's go.
I stand up too quickly and right away lose my balance as I step on my bedsheet and fall to my face? Or not! Wouldn't be an Otome if we weren't saved! You're not gonna let us fall, guys. I believe. Victor catches me easily, his hands supporting me beneath my arms as I tumble forward. I say nothing as I stare up into his eyes, startled by the fact that I've never seen another android up this close before. I wonder why his eyes are different colors. I realize that I'm staring, suddenly pulling myself up and out of his grasp.
Sorry.
4. It was an accident. There's no need to be alarmed.
I can't help the feelings of mild surprise that Victor is so measured. Does nothing truly ever fluster him? I can only wonder as the butler android turns away from me, beckoning for me to follow.
If your hands are delicate, then you should certainly find this task reasonably at your level. Here's what you ought to do. Victor hands me an oversized pair of strangely curved scissors. These are pruning shears. First, you want to remove all of the leaves from the stem.
He demonstrates slowly, taking care to neatly clip the leaves from the stem of a rose bush.
Why do you have to remove the leaves?
Because it allows you to see the structure of the bush and its stems more clearly. It also removes any pests or disease that may be lurking in the underbrush.
I file the information away, nodding in understanding. He removes the dead brown areas of the rose bushes, then begins to move so fast that I can barely follow him. He snips madly and yet decisively enough to make me hesitant to imitate him.
And that is how you prune a rose bush. Do you understand?
I got A, B, and then I somehow ended up at 6. So, yeah.
Sort of. I think it might be better if you send me the instructions.
Victor nods.
So be it. Sometimes a visual is helpful, so I thought I'd demonstrate first. Please, Give me your hand.
I offer it automatically. The tingling sensation as we share data fades. I clench my fist in determination.
Okay, I'm ready to do this.
Victor nods as he inclines his head towards the shears in my opposite hand. Watching him do it was easy, and the data in his instructions is clear, but knowing how to do something in theory is not quite the same as doing it myself. I end up watching Victor snip at the bushes with expertise. Every once in a while, he snips a full stem with a fully bloomed rose on top. I watch them fall to the ground with great interest before I turn to my own rose bush.
You know, I kind of feel bad for these roses.
Of course she does!
Oh?
Victor glances at me.
Why so?
Because it's a shame to let such beauties go to waste on the ground, I mean.
I scan one of the flowers to keep its shape in my memory.
My master always said that red roses are a sign of wealth, since they don't naturally occur in this biosphere. That means they have to be imported from Earth, right?
So we're not on Earth, which makes sense because we also talked about dogs being only on Earth. Victor's eyebrows lifts.
You are correct that red roses are rare. Still, excuse my saying so, but it is just a flower. Why would you pity a mere rose?
I smile at him.
It's the principle behind the thing. Fleeting beauty and all.
Victor tilts his head.
Oh, never mind.
Laughing quietly, I go back to pruning steadily.
Victor, I think you need to have more of a heart.
He replies dryly.
I'll certainly keep that in mind.
I can feel the breeze on my skin, the sun warming the synthetic strands of my hair. I've never labored physically under the sun before. It feels strange, in all honesty, but also bizarrely satisfying. Kneeling in the garden, I snip carefully, knees in the soil. I pause to look down at my hands. I can see the dirt in my joints and wonder for a moment how I'll get all of it out. I usually take my maintenance very seriously, and I can tell that removing the dirt of today's labor is going to take a while.
I should have thought of this earlier.
What is it?
It'll be a while before I can get it all cleaned out, won't it?
It's nothing. I'm just getting a lot of dirt in my joints, and I was thinking that it'll take a while to get out.
Ah, I see.
He looks conflicted for a moment.
I am no Dr. Champion, but I can certainly help if your concern is just maintenance.
Moving on. Being serviced by another rogue android seems a little strange, but so far everything in this house is. How to get used to it, really. Night, Larry!
It's
for hanging
okay,
Please, I insist. I made no considerations for your model type, else I would have at least prepared gloves. Consider it my apology.
On that note, I look down shyly at my dirty hands.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to finish this. Please wait in the seating area while I finish.
I comply, sitting and watching Victor as he prunes the flowers carefully. It surprises me how gentle he's being, even as he swiftly cuts the plant into a vaguely vase-like shape. This android's so formal, so straightforward, and yet so careful. I can tell he's been doing this for a long time because of his precision. His black hair falls in his face, but he lets it, concentrating on his work instead. I know I should probably be quiet, but I can't help myself.
Victor, may I ask you a question?
Right away he answers, even without making eye contact.
I'm listening.
Why do you care for the flowers so much?
They were imported all the way from Earth. If they die, there is little chance that we will be able to replace them. Besides, they are the young master's favorite flower.
Aww.
And by young master, you mean the Nightmare Prince?
I do.
I place a hand on my cheek, considering.
I just wish there was something better to call him. What about Prince?
You may call him that, I suppose. It means nothing to me, if I am honest. I care more about his well-being than what he wishes to be called.
Victor stands, his butler's uniform still sparkling clean.
Come, let's get you cleaned up.
I stand and follow him out of the garden. Victor leads me to my room, much to my disappointment. See, Arev and I have very different thinking on what is disappointing and what is exactly what we want to happen. So, ma'am, him being in this room is probably the best situation for us. Okay? Okay, let's get on the same page here, honey. I was hoping I'd get to see where he rests, but, well, of course not. He's also in the West Wing, which is where the Nightmare Prince is, and we're not allowed to, like, really go over there, so that's not surprising, honey.
Please wait here.
He leaves me alone as I sit on the bed. It's only a few moments before he rolls a cart into the room, a variety of tools on its surface. Yes! Yes! This is... It's the left? No, it's a West Wing and the East Wing. Did I say left wing? I thought I said West Wing. This is what I was hoping for. I was like, I really don't want to finish it because I want to see the pictures. Oh, fucking cute! West and East, okay. Right? This is so cute! Pulling up a chair to the bed, Victor holds out a gloved hand. I gingerly place mine in his. It's a strangely intimate moment as I lose the sensitivity in each of my fingertips. Sensory input at once disappearing in a way that feels both strange and routine. As Victor removes my fingers one by one to meticulously clean each one in its joints, I stare at him in the face curiously. He says nothing, carefully committing to the task at hand, but my mind is busy, wondering about the android in front of me. How did he end up here? Is he a rogue as well? And if he was, why did he choose to serve the prince?
If you have questions, ask them, please. Your eyes are haunting me.
I respect that he's very focused, but he's also like, just ask your questions. My eyes move from his face to meet his gaze in surprise.
Is it that bad?
Victor smiles thinly.
I would tell you anything, if only so you didn't stare at me with such eyes. I feel as though I am somehow depriving you of crucial information.
You are depriving me of much more than you know, sir! I laugh aloud.
What do you expect? You're the first rogue I've ever met.
I don't know if he is one, but if he is, now would be the time to confirm it. He pauses for a moment, leaning in between a particularly filthy joint.
I see.
That doesn't really answer my question, but I still wonder so many things about Victor. Doesn't seem opposed to me asking, so... Victor, how'd you end up here? Victor, why are you so formal? I'm just gonna save, Oh! Those are all my old files. Hehe. I'm gonna go middle. There you go. I kinda wanna know why you're so formal. If you are rogue. Why are you so formal? I wanna know more about Victor's attitude. He seems so cold, and yet, as he cares for my hands, I cannot help but to think him strange.
Victor, why are you so formal?
Formal?
He considers for a moment.
I prefer to keep a healthy distance between myself and the hearts of those I service. A house management android is to be seen, not heard. And it is on these principles that I govern to support this house.
Is that what is expected of me as well?
Not at all. We are different androids, and as such, we ought to live our lives freely. I just choose to live mine in line with my purpose.
Which is what?
To serve the young master well.
I tilt my head in consideration. I didn't expect him to actually tell me, so I can't help but look a little wide-eyed.
Is there anything else you would like to know about me?
No, I'm happy with what you told me.
Good.
He looks satisfied with his work, oiling the joints before reattaching them to my hand. His hands are meticulous and gentle, and I feel barely a pinch all the while.
Thank you, Victor.
But of course, thank you for assisting me in the garden.
I uncurl my hand and I curl my hands in to wiggle the fingers on my left hand. All is fine and well until
Oh,
two of the fingers of my right hand bend in the opposite direction. Victor shuts his eyes in irritation.
Unless, of course, I replace your fingers backwards, causing the joints to bend in the wrong direction.
He sits back down, fiddling with the joints until my fingers can bend properly.
I apologize. I am not very good with delicate things.
I love him. I love him. It's him, Your Honor. It's him. I wonder then why he offered to help me so insistently. I open my mouth to ask when he stands abruptly a second time.
Thank you for your interest in me as well. It is rare that someone asks about myself. It was a strange but overall pleasant experience, and
and you what?
Nothing. Excuse me.
Victor clicks his heels together and inclines his head politely.
Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow.
With that, the yellow android pushes the cart out of my room, leaving me all alone. Okay, chat, I'm going to save it once again right here. For those who are wondering, we have the date and we have the time, so it's all good. I've got so many saves because, again, playing many times. Head back to the main menu. Guys, can you say... Wait. He was going to say, I don't consider it a waste of time. I rather enjoyed it. I like him. It's not an enemies to lovers, but it's like a closed off person, or like, I don't know. Someone who doesn't know how to express... I don't know, but I really like him. There's one thing I want to say about this too, is that even when I was playing the Nightmare Prince route on my own, there's moments of flirting, like there's moments, but all in all, I feel like a lot of the relationships in this game are very natural, and it's because Arev is so curious. She wants to know things, she wants to ask questions, and because we are introduced to that curiosity early on, it just feels natural, and in that way she kind of shows her love and her caringness to everyone else, and it makes the relationship slow but also not slow, because they're opening up in a way that maybe you didn't expect. You know what I mean? Like, no one has outwardly flirted with us, but we've gotten to know just little things about the whole cast because we know Arev is curious, and it's a great premise of why a main character would ask so many questions. I really, really like it. It's quite poggers indeed. Once again, Tompy has put the game in the chat. YouTube, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I will have the game down in the description box below so you guys can check it out over on Steam and also, you know, enjoy this for yourself, because again, Chronicle 1 of 3, we got big things coming. I am ready. Miss Shawat, thank you once again for the Steam key. I can't wait to play some more on stream, guys. Don't worry, we will be continuing Victor's route on stream. I don't know if I'm gonna do this as the next game or if we'll go back to the Otome Jam games and do our spinning wheel. I'll have a think this week. But can you guys say bye to YouTube for me? So I can end this VOD. YouTube, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, if you like this, again, description box below, check out the game. I don't like doing this subscribe, like, and comment thing, but I feel like people need to know, because if you made it this far, you obviously liked something, so subscribe and like. You don't have to comment, that's fine. People don't like commenting, but you know, subscribe would be cool. Oh no, I knew Drahoon. I saw Drahoon in here. But YouTube, with that, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.